Hey people, it's Niles talking. Now, this is a story I heard a while back. It's a few years old, but I still think it's very important, so I wanted to bring it to you. This is from GulfNews.com. White boy blazes trail as South African traditional healer. At 12, Kyle Todd is one of the youngest whites to be initiated into the practice in South Africa. Kyle Todd left, performing a divination by looking at bones and objects during his initiation ceremony to become a Sangoma, or traditional healer, at a traditional healer school in Pretoria, South Africa. Mamelodi, South Africa, barefoot, with rattles on his ankles and wearing a colorful beaded ceremonial skirt, a white boy with short blonde hair makes shamanic-like dance moves to a frantic drum beat. Kyle Todd is a spiritual healer, or Sangoma, as healers are known in native South Africa. At 12, he is one of the youngest whites to be initiated in the practice of traditional medicine, a profession traditionally dominated by blacks. It all started with premonitory dreams, which his parents initially didn't take seriously, suspected he was simply watching too much television. First I had visions. I thought it was dreams or just a nightmare. He said in a township near Pretoria, where he received his training. In one of his most vivid dreams, he claimed he foresaw the death of South Africa's anti-apartheid icon, Nelson Mandela, who passed away in December 2013 at the age of 95. A few weeks before Mandela died, I had a vision he was going to die, and people said it was a dream. Then I'm watching TV and getting nightmares until the dream started becoming true, he said. If this is the most accurate one, this is not a prediction. He was 95. It's not that hard to imagine. He also says he foresaw the xenophobic attacks that rocked Johannesburg and Durban earlier this year, leaving at least 7 people dead. That's not hard to imagine at all. I'm sure people in South Africa can tell you it didn't just pop out of nowhere. Small numbers of whites have in recent years joined the ranks of South Africa's 69,000 registered Sangomas, but rarely, if ever, are they this young. Fefile Maseko, coordinator of Traditional Healers Organization, believes he is the youngest practitioner of his craft from the white minority. Sangomas occupy a respected position in South African society, particularly among blacks who view them with a mix of reverence and fear. Not only do they treat physical and psychological conditions, but they also act as mediums. At home, Kyle is like any other preteen, spending hours in front of the television and playing video games or football and marble with friends. But on a recent weekend, he swapped his Xbox controller for a bearded knob kerry, a short wooden stick with a knob at one end, and sat on a reed mat attending to a patient. He froze a mix of cow shells, dice, coins, and animal bones onto a goat's animal skin to obtain a reading, or a diagnosis of Filder Demas's condition. At the end of a 30-minute consultation, 51-year-old Demas, a black mother of 4 who works with female abuse victims, is satisfied. He was so powerful, said Demas, who likes consulting Kyle because she believes young healers are more honest about the results of readings. They tell you everything they see. Kyle said he did not choose to be a Sangoma, but was discovered to have healing powers a few years ago. Even before undergoing training last year, he was already able to accurately read the bones, according to Soli Mafabula, his teacher, who is also Sangoma. Since he qualified, he has been in demand. I've got people from overseas now phoning for appointments with Kyle. I have calls from all over South Africa, said Mafabulu. In his hometown Musina, near the border with Zimbabwe, people stop him while he's cycling home from school to solicit an on-the-spot diagnosis. They stop me on the street and ask, can you give me a reading? But I say, no, I can't give you a reading now, the slender, soft-spoken youth said. But he's considerably less popular in the predominantly white neighborhood where he lives with his parent and younger sister and brother. He is teased at school and has lost some friends who fear that he might cast a spell on them. Most of my friends went against me and started being ex-friends, he said. It is difficult being in a community that doesn't understand Sangomas. His father, Mike, a mine diesel mechanic, said they believe that Sangomas are part of witchcraft. Most of Kyle's clients are blacks who've accepted him very well, according to Mafabula. I treat mostly black people because white people, most of them don't believe in this, so they don't come, said his protege. A bone throwing session may be required to tell if he will go on to become a full-time Sangoma. His parents wanted to finish his education first and pursue a career in pharmacy or herbal science. Maybe at that point he can combine the true traditional medicine and science, his father said. Man, where to begin with this? You know, like some of these Africans are just tapped in the head. like, it's not a question of whether you believe in African traditional spirituality or whatever, but you just wonder, you look at other groups, like I always use the Bruce Lee biography, the film, and there was a scene in that where they challenged him for teaching non-Chinese martial arts, and they gave him a beatdown because of it. Yet now, you see blacks trying to teach whites their secrets. I mean, this is why history is so important, because it's in so many ways, it seems like nobody's learned anything, and in effect, it's gone backward. In ancient Egypt, what we had was a situation where they took in the Greeks and the other Europeans and taught them because they felt sorry for them and wanted to help them. Then eventually they grew in power. The Greek and the Egyptians fell in power and they took over. And they hugely resented this. This is something that's been documented in like the ancient Roman sources. But now it's gone the opposite way. They conquered the South Africans, they overthrew the conquerors, and now they're teaching them their secrets. Like, the levels of backwardness. No one has learned anything. I made a post about this. I said, they say it in the movies, everything you say can or will be against you. Stop teaching other people your secrets. It will always be used against you. Always. Anyway, I don't know what else I can say about this, except to shake my head. Hey, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'll leave this and some other sources in the description so you can read up on it. If you would like to support this channel, leave my GoFundMe there as well. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave that there as well. Peace.